All right, so another set of paranormal experiences that I've had is Trabuco Canyon and Black Star Canyon. I'll try to take these two together since they're so close together. Um, but if I go over, I'll break them up into two different videos. Um, so, Trabuco Canyon. My buddy and I, again, the one that's in almost all my videos. We used to go out there four-wheeling all the time in our Jeep and our pickup truck and his pickup truck and my Jeep and all that stuff. And there'd been a couple times we'd be out there, bopping through the river, and we'd, come across a Native American dude in Native American dress and all that stuff. And, we'd go to pull up next to him and go to look at him to talk to him, and he'd disappear and all that kind of good stuff. And we'd go all the way up into the back where the hiking trails were at in Trabuco and see a whole, oh man, one time we went back up in there and it was dusk. It was about 5 o'clock in the evening, and we're going up there, and we're just going up to do a quick turnaround, come back, go home. And we came up on like this group of Indians, these Native Americans, and I saw it, but my buddy didn't see any of it. And like teepees and stuff like that, and he told me, he goes, "Hey, I smell fire." And I was like, as we were coming up the road, because the road kind of goes like this, it's like tree roots and all that stuff, and you got all the off-roaders back there who are a bunch of dicks that just root everything up and all that shit. So he goes, "I smell fire, like I smell wood burning." And I was like, "Yeah, me too, but I don't see any smoke, I don't see any flames." And the closer we got to the end of the trail, the more pungent the smell got. So I was like, "Man, like I really smell it now, like almost like somebody's got a campfire going." And there are some cabins back up in there, up in the area, but there's not, they usually aren't allowed. During the time that we were there, it was in the summer, so they aren't allowed to burn anything because of the canopy of trees, and it's dry and all that shit. So as we're getting closer and closer towards the end of the trail, if anybody's been there, you go to the end of the trail and it's a big circle. You come around, you can park along the outside of the circle, or you can just complete the circle and go back out the way you came. So we're coming up to the trail, the end of the trail, and there were teepees in that circle. And I was like, "Bro, like, what the hell?" And there was a bonfire burning in the middle of all these teepees. And I was like, "What the hell?" But it was weird because you could see through the teepees. I want to say they were almost like mist. And the fire was giving off smoke. But it was almost like the fire at the Mystery Lodge at Knott's Berry Farm. That's what it looked like. That is exactly what it looked like. And it was just weird, because everything else looked, the people looked real, the Native Americans looked real and all that shit. But that kind of like freaked me out because he could smell the fire, but he couldn't see anything else. Like he couldn't see the teepees, he couldn't see the Native Americans. That's when I knew that obviously, it wasn't real. And so I went up and I did my turn, and we got out just to make sure there wasn't actual fire back there, because we could still smell it. And after I had driven through the teepees, everything went away. And then, obviously the fire went away, everything went away. And the smell slowly went away. And I was like, dude, like, you sure you didn't see that? And he's all, see what? And I was like, nah, nothing, man. Let's just go. So we went, and I told him, I said, I can't smell the fire anymore. You know, there's no smoke, there's no flames. Like, we can see all the way up in the canyon on both sides. There's no smoke anywhere. So we had got back in my Jeep, and we started going down the trail. And as we're going down the trail, I happen to look in my mirror, and there's a Native American with a tomahawk chasing after us. And I was like, what the hell? So my buddy, he's all, what's that sound? And he said he heard like yelling, like Native American like war cries and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, I don't hear nothing. Like I see this guy behind us, and he goes, what do you mean you see somebody? And I was like, dude, there's literally a Native American chasing us down with a tomahawk. Like, you can't see that? And he goes, no, but I hear like war cries and stuff like that. So I stopped, and the Native American, literally ran right between us in the Jeep. Like, literally ran through my vehicle, and it got so fucking cold in my Jeep that the windows frosted. And my buddy was like, what the hell? Like, he goes, it's like 70 degrees outside. Why did it get so fucking cold? And I was like, dude, I told you there's somebody behind us chasing us, and he just ran through the fucking Jeep. And he goes, dude, you're so full of shit. So we had been recording this on video, on cameras, and the whole entire thing. And the whole entire video was corrupted when we got back to his house. We went to go review it to see what the camera had picked up, and the whole entire thing was corrupted. Like, from the time we started at the gate going back into Trabuco to the time we got back to his house. We were filming that entire time. The whole entire video was corrupted. We couldn't recover it at all. And I tried to get one of my friends who's a IT guy and a computer forensics guy to recover it. He couldn't recover it. So it was unrecoverable. And the entire SD card was corrupted. Like, the entire thing. I didn't have anything important on there. But it was just like videos of Trabuco and stuff like that. So anyway, there was a couple experiences like that where we'd be going up and down the canyon, and we would just see American Indians and you know, all that stuff, or Native Americans and all that stuff and stuff like that. We would be going back on the main fire road back into the back, and we would, you know, look over into the riverbed and see them down in the riverbed. And there was a couple times my buddy would actually see them. There was a couple times where he wouldn't. A couple times where he would smell things. A couple times where he would hear things. But other than that, he really wasn't keen to the paranormal experience.